Hey guys, this is Adam with Johnson Property Investments here at REI Simplified. Today's topic is about flipping houses, the ups and downs, the good and bad. Not to be too dramatic, but I like to say if you made it to 25 years old, you can flip a house. Flipping a house is like life. You're gonna have a plan, you're gonna take steps to be where you think you wanna be or where you're trying to get, and something's gonna change. It's inevitable. Every house I've ever flipped, about 20 now, give or take, it's never went to plan. Ever, not one single time. And there's nothing wrong with that. What makes a good investor is a person that that keeps the end in sight. So just because that you get knocked off track does not mean that you just fold and you cry for help and you try to find another investor to bail you out. No, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from what has happened, because every single flip I've done, the unforeseen has happened. What we didn't plan for has happened. A handyman, the roofer ran late. The tiles we ordered for some reason didn't get stocked. You name it. So the point is, when you get into real estate, one, don't be scared to do it. Two, realize that nothing ever is going to go as planned, just like real life. And three, you have to educate yourself on what you're doing. You don't just go get a house and go get a handyman. It's not that simple. You need to evaluate homes. You need to run your numbers. You need to have a budget. You need to talk to a handyman, get 2 or 3, if not more, estimates on what you want done with that property. Have a clear and concise scope of work, meaning what you want done to that house. Don't ever tell a handyman, go to that house and fix the house for me, make it rentable. The cost will be ridiculous, and your vision, if you don't portray it correctly on paper where it cannot be misconstrued, it won't be your vision no more once the finished product is completed. So here's what I do. I do a lot of evaluation. I may evaluate 15 to 20 homes to buy one, if not more than that. When I get that home, obviously it's within my budget. I've done these home inspection. I've went through everything. I've taken pictures. I've talked to other investors in the area that do what I do, as far as if I need a second opinion on local trends and that kind of stuff. I take plenty of pictures and go home. I get on the computer, I do my scope of work. My scope of work may be 2 pages, maybe 6 pages. I want you, the handyman, to know from me, the investor, exactly down to the paint scheme, down to the quarter round, down to the minute details of what I, the investor, the guy paying you, want to have. And before the handyman ever does any demolition or any fixing of anything, they sign with me saying, this is what we're doing, this is what we agreed to, this is the price, and this is the time deadline. And here's the trick for you guys getting into real estate as far as flipping houses. You always have a deadline for your handyman, for your contractors, your roofer, whoever. Don't ever say just at your availability. Don't ever leave it open-ended. So when you say March the 5th, we're going to be complete, not only is it March the 5th we're going to be complete, but you also need to have a penalty in your contract for every day that handyman or contractor has not completed your project, because you have run your numbers backwards, you run your timeline backwards. You need to have the house on the market at such and such day. So when that handyman has ran late, busted your timeline, he's now costing you money. And my contractors, when they sign with me, I charge $350 per day, $350 per day for every day over our budget. So I kind of get to rambling. Don't be scared to get in real estate. Educate yourself, definitely educate yourself. Have a very clear and concise scope of work for the handyman. Have a very detailed payment timeline. I never ever pay anybody before work is completed. Ever. Don't ever give anybody 50% down, 25% down, ever. I do my payments in about 3 to 4 pulls. So generally speaking, what I'll do is after the demolition is complete, I'll then give them that first check of $3,000 or $4,000, depending on what we've agreed to. But I never pay for materials or any services up front that have not been completed. And that's the best thing I can tell you starting out in real estate. Never pay for uncompleted work. Anyway, guys, as always, my name is Adam Johnson, the president of Johnson Property Investments and the creator of REI Simplified. If you found any value at all in this video, please like and subscribe, send it to a buddy. It's free, why not? I appreciate y'all's time, and I'll see you next time here at REI Simplified.